Sophie Anderson has died at the age of 34, 2 weeks after her footballer boyfriend Oliver Spedding's death. The adult film star was reportedly heartbroken following the death of her former Crystal Palace footballer beau. The mum of four's death was announced by friend and fellow actress Rebecca Moore late on Monday night. "I'm devastated hearing the awful news of Sophie's passing," she wrote on Instagram. "We shared some amazing times together and that's how I'm going to remember her. The bubbly, funny, kind-hearted soul who was outrageous on the outside but also so gentle behind closed doors. We were very close, and we shared a crazy time together that was totally unique to us. That's how I will remember her. This is so tragic, but I know you are now at peace. I will always love you and hold a special place in my heart." Friends and fans flocked to social media after Rebecca's tragic news, with one writing, "R.I.P. Sophie Anderson. The last few months of her life had clearly been so difficult. I rang her less than a month ago on the off chance and to my surprise she answered and was so grateful." Her and Rebecca brought porn to the mainstream, and laughs to many. Night night Soph. While another added, "Sophie Anderson has passed away, I feel physically sick and shaken. We had agreed to meet up once I moved down south and I'm devastated that this won't be happening. I adored Sophie, she was one of my biggest inspirations, she was truly one in a million. Rest in power Queen." The Terrence Higgins Trust, a sexual health and HIV charity Sophie supported, posted, "We're so sad to hear about the death of Sophie Anderson. Sophie and Rebecca have done so much to support our work, taking on challenges to raise money and tackle HIV stigma." BBC Drag Race UK's Davina De Campo also shared, "So incredibly sad to hear of the passing of darling Sophie Anderson. She was outrageous but she was also incredibly sweet and a continuous advocate for those in the LGBTQ+ community and her industry. A genuinely sweet soul. Rest in peace darling." Drag Race production company World of Wonder added, "Sophie Anderson, social media superstar and half of the CCK Destroyers, has passed away. She was a champion of sex positivity, an advocate for LGBTQ+ rights, and a truly joyous member of the community. Rest in peace, Sophie." It was in April last year that Sophie was left fighting for her life after one of her breast implants became infected and exploded. The late porn star claimed she was in the shower when her 32JJ silicone implant literally burst out of her chest. At the time, after developing a pain in her arm, Sophie said she was rushed to Wrexham Park Hospital, but was sent home to rest. Despite following doctor's orders, her breast began to swell before exploding silicone everywhere just a few days later. Terrified for her life, Sophie was rushed back to hospital where doctors saved her life. "The doctors were really concerned about my infections, and if it would go to other organs," she told The Sun in April 2022. "I am not feeling too good at the moment. The NHS have saved my life and the doctors have saved my life. When I initially went into hospital I begged them not to remove my implant because it's my career, I'm in the adult industry and I need to work to support my children. But after they discharged me, the skin was swelling and it was all black and dying off. It just dropped off and then the implant burst through the skin and there was silicone everywhere. It was awful. My partner was asking me all sorts of weird things to see if he could patch it up. You have to see the funny side a little bit. "The whole thing has made me feel so sick, and it's just awful. Everything has just come crashing down," she told the outlet last year. Sophie had claimed that despite developing sepsis 5 times in the last year, the infection in her implants had not been detected. Sophie's partner Oliver's passing was also announced last month. He came through the ranks at Crystal Palace but fell out of love for the game when he served time in prison. He continued playing at non-league level with Croydon FC, having moved into porn. The defender's former club Croydon announced his passing and held a minute's silence before their match in November. A statement read, "Oliver played for the club over a couple of spells and was a much-loved individual who always gave his utmost effort for the team. Oliver will be hugely missed by everyone at the club and our thoughts are with his family and friends at this difficult time." Spedding became a painter and decorator after his jail stint before going into porn. He revealed he was paid just £150 per movie and often regretted turning his back on a potential career at Selhurst Park. Speaking on the Anything Goes with James English podcast last year, he admitted, "When I was at Crystal Palace, if I'd have stayed with them, then I could have been earning a lot more playing football. I used to fight as well, maybe that could have gone somewhere. I was good at both of those things, but being a porn star, I thought that would be just as good, but it's not as good as people think." Croydon manager Liam Giles admitted he had discussed a potential return to football with Spedding before his passing. He wrote on social media, "Such heartbreaking news. Ali was a warrior on the pitch and gave 100% every time he represented Croydon. We spoke a couple of weeks ago about him getting back into football. I hope you find your peace, mate. Sleep tight." Tributes also poured in from former teammates from his time at the non-league club. Follow Mirror Celebs on Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube and Threads.